Hello friends, welcome to Finance MCQ channel. I am CMA Akula Sridhar. Friends, in this video, we will be studying different types of companies defined under Companies Act 2013, which is an important part of your technical syllabus of general stream, that is paper 2. Friends, this technical syllabus includes subjects such as costing, then commerce and accountancy, management, finance, Companies Act and economics. And friends, this technical syllabus is very important for your selection as it covers 100 marks in phase 1 and is also having 2/3 weightage in phase 2 of your SEBI Grade A officer exam. So let's begin. So friends, first let's see the summary of various types of company defined in the Act. So the first category of companies is on the basis of liability, where it can be categorized into three parts. First is company limited by shares as defined under section 2 subsection 22. Then companies limited by guarantee as defined under section 2 subsection 21. Then it is unlimited company as defined under section 2 subsection 92. So friends, if we categorize companies on the basis of members, we get three category of companies. First is one person company as given under section 2 subsection 62. Next is private company as given under section 2 subsection 68, and the third category of company is public company as given under section 2 subsection 71. Next friends, if we categorize company on the basis of control, it can be categorized into holding company section 2 subsection 46, subsidiary company as given under section 2 subsection 87, and associate company as given under section 2 subsection 6. So friends, if we categorize the companies on the basis of access to capital, we get two different types of companies. First is the listed company as given under section 2 subsection 52, and the other category of companies is listed company. Friends, there are some other companies defined under Companies Act such as government company under section 2 subsection 45, or small company defined under section 2 subsection 85, and foreign company as defined under section 2 subsection 42. Friends, apart from these companies which are mentioned in the definition section, that is section 2, there are some other categories of companies which even though are not mentioned in the definition section but are covered under Companies Act 2013. So these are companies with charitable objects as defined under section 8, dormant company as defined under section 455, and Nidhi company defined under section 406. So friends, let's move on and study all these companies in detail. So friends, the first company when the companies are categorized on the basis of liability is the company limited by shares. So friends, company limited by shares means a company having the liability of its members limited by the memorandum to that amount, if any, unpaid on the shares respectively held by them. So friends, here the liability of the shareholder will be of the outstanding amount on shares held by him. Let's take an example of a shareholder who has already paid 75 on the share of face value of rupees 100. So here the company can call upon the shareholder to pay the balance of rupees 25 only. So here he would be liable for rupees 25 only. Next category of company is the company limited by guarantee. So friends, company limited by guarantee means a company having the liability of its member limited by the memorandum to such amount as the members may respectively undertake to contribute to the assets in the event of its being wound up. So friends, here the company does not have any shareholders, but it is owned by members called the guarantors, who agrees to pay a nominal amount in the event of companies being wound up. Friends, next category of company and on the basis of liability is unlimited company. So friends, unlike in a company limited by shares where the members were liable on the outstanding amount on the shares held by them, or in case of company limited by guarantee where the members were liable to pay the amount guaranteed by them, in case of unlimited company, the shareholders or the members are fully liable to cover its debts. They might even have to use their personal property to meet the outstanding debts of the company. So unlimited company means a company not having any limit on the liability of its members, and this is covered under section 2 subsection 92 of the Companies Act 2013. So moving on the basis of members, companies can be classified as one person company. So friend, one person company means a company which has only one person as a member. So friends, this one person company concept is introduced in Companies Act 2013, and such companies are generally created when there is only one founder or promoter for the business. So friends, here you might have a confusion as to the difference between one person company and sole proprietorship. So friends, remember that since one-person company is a separate legal entity distinguished from its promoters. It has its own assets and liabilities, and the promoter is not personally liable to repay the debts of the company. While on the other hand, sole proprietorship and proprietors are the same person. So the law can allow attachment and sale of promoter's own asset in case of non-fulfillment of business liability. Friends, next category of company was the private company. So friends, private company means a company having a minimum paid up share capital as may be prescribed, and by which it articles restricts the right to transfer its shares except in case of one-person company. Then it limits the number of its members to 200 and prohibits any invitation to the public to subscribe for any of its securities of the company. So friends, here the shares are not freely transferable, plus it cannot raise funds from general public, and the maximum number of members in case of private company is 200. And if we see for some more characteristics of private company, remember that in a private company there will be minimum 2 directors, plus as far as the minimum paid up share capital is concerned, there was a provision of rupees 1 lakh previously in previous law, but it has been omitted. So as of now there is no minimum capital requirements. And friends, private company should also add the word private limited at the end of its name. Friends, next category of company was public company. So friends, public company means a company which is not a private company, and its shares are freely transferable, and the minimum numbers of members here is 7, and there is no limit as to the maximum number of members in case of a public company. So if we go through some more characteristics of public company, remember that friends, in public company the minimum number of directors is 3, while the minimum paid up capital requirement is rupees 5 lakhs. Further, there is a separation of ownership from management. Friends, here the shareholder of the company do not have any right to participate in the day-to-day management of the company. Here the power is given to the board of directors, who will have the decision-making powers in case of public company. So friends, on the basis of control, companies can be categorized as holding company. So friends, holding company in relation to one or more other company means a company of which such companies are subsidiary companies. So friends, in simple terms, holding company means those companies which are having subsidiary companies. And what are subsidiary companies? Subsidiary companies are mentioned under section 2 subsection 87. So friends, that section says subsidiary company means a company in which the holding company controls the composition of the board of directors, or exercise or controls more than half of the total voting power, either at its own or together with one or more of its subsidiary companies. So friends, remember that when a company is holding 50%, more than 50% stake in another company, then in that case that company will be a holding company. Let's take an example of Tetley, where Tetley is a UK tea company. When Tata Tea acquired controlling stake in Tetley, Tata Tea becomes a holding company. So friends, in this example, the organization is acquiring controlling stake in the other organization. So friends, there may be a case where a new subsidiary is created by an existing company. For example, Engineering Construction Corporation Limited was set up by L&T, that is Larsen & Toubro Limited, as its subsidiary. Moving on, next category of company was associate company. So friends, associate company in relation to another company means a company in which the other company has a significant influence but is not a subsidiary company of that company having such influence, and includes a joint venture company. So friends, here's the expression significant influence means controlling at least 20% of the total voting power or control of or participation in business decisions under an agreement. So friends, remember that in associate company, even though the company is holding minority interest, that is less than 50%, so they do not have the right to control the decisions of the other company, but they will certainly influence the policies and business decisions of the other company. Let's take an example of Pidilite Industries Limited, which has Vinyl Chemicals India Limited as its associate company. Friends, Pidilite Industries Limited is holding 40.64 ownership or voting rights in Vinyl Chemicals India Limited. Moving on, next category on the basis of access to capital is listed company. So friends, listed company means a company which has any of its securities listed in a recognized stock exchange. So friends, these are those companies whose shares are traded on a particular stock exchange. So in that case, they have to adhere to the listing requirements of that exchange. Next category of companies were unlisted companies. So unlisted company simply means a company other than a listed companies. So friends, moving on, other types of companies as defined under Companies Act 2013 includes government company. So friends, government company means any company in which not less than 51% of the paid up share capital is held by central government or by any state government or governments, or partly by central government or partly by one or more state governments, and includes a company which is a subsidiary company of such a government company. So friends, here, since these are companies, they have a separate legal entity from the government, so it can acquire property, make contract, file suits in its own name. So friends, it can also raise money for public, and it has its own memorandum of association and articles of association like any other company. And friends, here government company, the books of accounts will be audited by C&AG. Friends, next category of company is foreign company. So friends, foreign company means any company or body which is incorporated outside India, which has a place of business in India, whether by itself or by its agent physically or through electronic mode, and conducts any business activity in India in any other manner. Moving on, next type of company is small company. So friends, small company means a company other than a public company, paid up share capital of which does not exceed 50 lakh rupees. So here paid up capital should be less than 50 lakh rupees, or such higher amount as may be prescribed, which shall not be more than 10 crore rupees, and turnover of which as per profit and loss account for the immediately preceding financial year does not exceed 2 crore rupees. So friends, here turnover should be less than 2 crore rupees, or such higher amount as may be prescribed, which shall not be more than 100 crore rupees, and it should not be a holding company or a subsidiary company or a Section 8 company or a company or body corporate governed by any special act. So friends, here small company again has been introduced for the first time in Companies Act 2013. So friends, the act identified some companies as small companies based on their capital and turnover to avail some exemptions and privileges under Companies Act. And friends, always remember that a small company is not specifically registered as small company, but it gains its status based on its paid up capital and turnover, as we have seen in this section. So friends, moving on, next type of company is Section 8 company. So friends, here the objective is not to make profit but have a charitable and non-profit objective such as promoting commerce, art, science, education, research, social welfare, religion, charity, protection of environment, or any such other object. Friends, Section 8 companies applies profits for promotion of its objective, and it does not pay dividend to its members. And friends, they also require a special license to operate from central government. And friends, they don't need to use the word limited or private limited against its name. For example, FICCI, that is Federation of Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, or CII, that is Confederation of Indian Industries, are a category of Section 8 companies, and their objective is to facilitate the growth of trade and commerce in India. Moving on, next type of company is Nidhi company. So friends, Nidhi in Indian language means treasure. So friends, in financial sector, it means any mutual benefit society notified by central government as Nidhi company. So friends, Nidhi company means a company which has been incorporated as Nidhi with the object of cultivating the habit of thrift and saving among its members, receiving deposits from and lending to its members only for their mutual benefit. So friends, here borrowing and lending takes place within the members only, and the principal source of funds for Nidhi fund is the contribution from their members. So friends, always remember that Nidhi companies are a class of non-banking financial companies, and RBI holds the power to issue commands to Nidhi companies. Moving on, next type of company is dormant company. So friends, dormant means inactive or inoperative. So friends, dormant company as defined under section 455 means a company which is formed and registered under this act for a future project or to hold an asset or intellectual property and has no significant accounting transaction. So friends, such a company or an inactive company can make an application to the registrar in such a manner as may be prescribed for obtaining the status of a dormant company. So friends, the director of a company can apply to the registrar in form MSC1 to seek to apply for the status of a dormant company. And friends, even registrar on his own can issue a notice to the company if it has not filed financial statements or annual returns for 2 consecutive years. And friends, remember that the company can reapply to the registrar under e-form MSC4 seeking the status of active company again. And friends, if it does not do so and the company remains dormant for a period of consecutive 5 years, then the registrar of companies will initiate the process of striking off the name from the register of companies. And friends, here significant accounting transaction means the payment of fees by company to registrar or other important payments to fulfill the requirements of the act or allotment of shares under the act or even payments for maintenance of its offices and records will come under significant accounting transactions in the section. So that's all friends. Friends, for more practice of MCQs on this topic, please visit financemcq.in where the entire SEBI grade exam technical syllabus is covered in MCQ format. Friends, here 2000 plus subject wise, topic wise MCQ questions are presented for you to practice. Friends, explanation are also added for correct answers wherever required. So friends, apart from this, there are 25 test series covering the technical syllabus for more and more practice. So friends, do visit financemcq.in and practice your technical syllabus well. And friends, don't forget that this technical syllabus is having 100 marks in phase 1 and is also having 2/3 weightage in phase 2 of your SEBI grade exam. So friends, this technical syllabus is very important for your selection. So friends, that's all for today. We will go through some more insight into the topic tomorrow. Till then, thank you very much for watching. Take care and goodbye. And don't forget to like, share and subscribe.